All right, Shalom. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I want to continue on the subject of sorcery and witchcraft and the things that are in our nation to have us go off and not even realize it. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3:17, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Give thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. And I acknowledge the Most High as the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, period. So that's what we say that is his name, and that's a memorial to all generations. We're the generation now. So we're going to continue on looking at, like I said, sorceries and witchcrafts and spells that really you look at all of us really have been in some time of our life. It's just a matter of you recognizing it and knowing that you come back to the law, such come after the Most High, you can get out of whatever it is. You got to keep the laws of the Most High, though. That's the power. That's what the Mashiach Shai used against Shaitan when he showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Say, bow down to me. All this could be yours if you just bow down to me. He said, hey, he went to the law every single time. You know, I brought that out to you. And he had to leave him alone. So even some scholars are realizing that they went off in saying that we not under the law. Whose laws are they? They were written by the finger of the Most High. You're going to see this. It's going to be recognized, you know. So pay close attention, take great notes, and I hope this will be edifying to bring you out of whatever it is that you're dealing with personally. You know, because once you see it and recognize it, then you can change. That's what it's all about, changing. When he said be born again, you got to be born again from your mind, body, and spirit. Man. You got to change. That's all it is. Just change. You find it out, you change. So we're going to look at 2 Chronicles, the 24th chapter. I've been covering this already, so you can go back on the first 4 lessons to be able to see where you're at and where I'm continuing on to. 2 Chronicles 24, and we're going to start at verse 17. Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them. So they made obedience to the king, and the king hearkened unto them, and they left the house of the Most High power of their fathers and served groves and idols. You see, they left the house of the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and served groves and idols. And wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for this, their trespass. So you can think you can do whatever you want to do and not follow the Most High's laws if you want to. But you see, people, all of a sudden, you see they get all these diseases. They get certain things that happen to them, health-wise, and this, that, and the third, because you're not under the law. You're under mercy and grace. What you going to do when Satan come for you? What you going to do? Oh, I'm just going to rebuke him. You're not going to. He don't care about that if you don't follow the law. Mashiach Shai was weak. Fasted 40 days. He came with the law every single time. You see what they did? Same, no different than these religions. Groves and idols. Or show me where your religion is in this Bible. Show me your religion is keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, and ceremonial laws today. If not, you fit right into these groves and idols. Because Psalm 96:5 says, for all the gods of the nations are idols. Most I say, don't deal with them. You're going to find this out. The wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for this, their trespass. Trespass mean what? For their sins. What sin? For all you New Testament buffs that go to church, y'all know about the New Testament, right? But the New Testament defines sin. And the same chapters that you say you believe in. 1 John 3 and 4. whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is a transgression of the law. Transgression? Right here. In verse 18 of 2 Chronicles 24, it says, wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for this their transgress. What did they do? They built groves and idols. Let's continue. Verse 19. Yet he sent prophets to them, like he sent prophets in these last days to bring forth his truth, to bring them again unto the Most High. You ain't coming to the Most High. He said in 1 John 5:3, if you love me, keep my commandments, and my commandments are not grievous. I'm not sure I even told you we was in the flesh in St. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. He said, yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Most High, and they testified against them. But they would not give ear. Like you got these preachers talking about, don't listen to us. But they not bringing forth the truth, as we are as Hebrew Israelites. Else they sit down and debate us. Scripture after scripture. This means that, this means that. No. And the Spirit of the Most High came unto Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, which stood above the people. So he's standing above the people. The Spirit of the Most High came upon him as he's standing above the people, and said unto them, thus said the Most High, why transgress ye the commandments of the Most High? Like I'm asking you today, and keep saying it to you pork-chop eating preachers, you so-called leaders out there. Why transgress ye the commandments of the Most High, that ye cannot prosper? They got y'all all twisted. These preachers are prospering, but the people that's following them are suffering. Because all success is not good success. Understand this. Look, Joshua 1:8. Let's find out. Because without this type of success, you got evil success. It's not good. He's going to be good or evil, right? Joshua 1:8. Look what it says. This book of the law that was written by the finger of the Most High, the work of the Most High, shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. You want to rebuke Satan? He said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to what? To listen, to read it, to do according to all that is written therein. You can read from Genesis to Deuteronomy. We just came out of the wilderness. Joshua and Caleb, the only adults that Most High allowed us to come out with. All the rest of the adults he killed. He brought our children. He said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. He gave us at this time, we had moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws. But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then, what do you say? And for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. And then, when you meditating and following these laws of the Most High, and then thou shalt have good success. Letting you know all success is not good. Yeah, the devil will bless you, especially you that's not keeping the laws of the Most High. But oh boy, he gonna require his. Look at Ecclesiastes 43 and 26. In the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 43 and 26. You see how it coincides with what we just read. By him, the end of them hath prosperous success, and by his word all things consist. You hear that? By him, keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, the end of them have prosperous success. Meaning you're going to be blessed. Remember it said good success? You're going to be blessed. And by his word, all things consist. It say we may speak much and yet come short, wherefore in some he is all. How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works. The Most High is terrible and very great, and marvelous in his power. When you glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as you can. Are you doing that? How much do you talk about? When you glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as you can. For even yet will he far exceed whatever exaltation that we're trying to exalt him with. What does it say? For even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary. For ye can never go far enough. Hear that? You can never go far enough in exalting the Most High. Who has seen him, that he might tell us? And who can magnify him as he is? There are yet hid greater things than these be. But we have seen but a few of his works. But the Most High, Yahushua, have made all things. The Most High, the Mashiach, made all things. And to the righteous had he given wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge. But you got to look at this. You got to remember, this book of the law should not depart out of thy mouth. If it not depart out of your mouth, you're going to be talking about it. Supposed to be talking about it. This is very important because the Spirit is speaking expressly of how you can get rid of these spirits. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High power is one power. That's the first of all the commandments right there. That's the first of all the commandments. Hear, O Israel, not to anyone else. The Most High power is one power. Yeah, and thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thine heart. That's your mind, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Like you say, you can't glorify him enough. Glorify him with all your might, it says. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children these laws. Teach them of the Most High's laws. And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. See, they got social media, they got all these things that distract us to have us not deal with what it says we're supposed to be doing. You got to give time to this, because the times that are at hand are beyond your imagination. But it's written in the scriptures. It's like Mashiach said, I'll show you what he said. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as fretlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Most High thy power shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, this is what we waiting on, this the kingdom, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not. This is what's going to happen. For all of us that make it to the kingdom, he don't give us great and goodly cities, which we're not going to build. We're going to be at rest. Most High will, if we're worthy to be here. In houses full of all good things, plenteousness, which thou fillest not. You hear what it say? In houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not. You ain't got to go to the store. You ain't got to go to the store no more. You ain't got to shout the way it said, in houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not. Somebody else going to make sure that it's taken care of. And wells dig, which thou diggest not. We're going to have fresh water that we not going to have to dig to get. Vineyards. We're going to have the best grapes. Remember when they went to the land of Canaan? The land that the Most High gave us, and they came back, they had grapes. They had two bundles of grapes, and two men had to carry them. That's unimaginable. Grapes so big as big watermelons. That's unimaginable. But we were larger then. You see? That's another mystery. It says, I got to read it again. It said, and houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not. He says it's going to be better than this. The kingdom that he's prepared for us is better than this. He said we can't even imagine it. In houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not. In wells digged, which thou diggest not. Vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. See, we ain't working. We ain't doing none of this. He said, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full. You see? That's what he told us. Don't that sound great? But see, we got to go through this great tribulation. Like Amashiach Rashad told us. And you got to understand why they're going to bring it. They have to bring it because they want to extend their time in their own mind, thinking the way they think. But it's all written here. They're never going to know this. Because I'm even speaking on it, and we speaking on it as Hebrew Israelites, sound like quack, 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 quack. Most I have it so it's mumble jumble to them. A lot of you, probably Israelites, probably mumble jumble to you because you ain't really in the spirit to be able to understand what it is that's being brought about, scripture after scripture. You see what I'm saying? Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, because the Bible's a puzzle. And it's speaking to you if you just take the time to listen and understand what's being said in the spirit of the Most High, in His Word. Matthew 24:22. Well, let's read verse 21 and 22. It says, for then, the time we in now, shall be great tribulation. That's what the Most High say, in your affliction, you're going to seek Him early. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. I can't imagine. Can you imagine the Most High killing everybody but 8 people? Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their wives in the flood? That's what I keep thinking about. He said, well, then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Well, maybe it's because they just drowned. They say drowning is a terrible way to die, but they just drown. But now you have people that's going to be maimed, raped, pillaged. I mean, they're going to be stealing. They're going to be just doing everything you can imagine and can't imagine. Beyond imagination, like that Purge, that movie The Purge. They came out, The Purge, it's going to be like that. Only all the time. Ain't no certain time, ring a bell, it's going to happen. It's going to be all the time, it says. You know, you're going to be able to go from city to city, martial law. You know, they already prepared for this. Some places are already dealing with this. He said, but then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. This is what he say, though. And except those days that we got to deal with in this great tribulation should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And don't get it twisted, because a lot of y'all want to say it's not important pertaining to being an Israelite, especially you pork chop eating preachers that want to continue your wicked doctrines. Who are the elect? Anybody that call on the name of your power that you done named, that you done see they done put in this Bible for you to call on? I don't think so. This is the elect right here. Isaiah 45:4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. That's the Most High's elect. He said for the elect, say you'll make the time short. He got an elect that are the Israelites. I tell you what, go to Revelations, the 7th chapter, in the 4th verse to the 8th verse. He says it's going to be 12,000 of each of the tribes of Israel. Since y'all say y'all could be drafted in, you don't want to deal with who is Israel. That's 144,000. Then he tells you it's going to be gates that he's going to have on the north, the south, the east, and the west. 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, 3 gates on the east, and 3 gates on the west. And each one of those gates has a tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel on that gate Then he gonna say, you go through this gate because you of this tribe. And you go through this gate because you of that tribe. And you go through this gate because you of that tribe on the north. The same way on the south. The same way on the east and the same way on the west. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, bam. Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, bam. Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, bam. Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, bam. Might not be in that order, but that's the 12 tribes. Y'all talking about pearly gates? That's who's going through the gates. The elect. The Israelites. You think it's not important? That's in Revelations, 21st chapter. Come on, we only got one more chapter to go. How you denounce the fact that we are not the Israelites? When you read them curses, nobody befell that but us. That's why you look at, let me give you an example of something. Because I don't think a lot of people realize how you could be duped. And it don't matter about somebody speaking very eloquent and all of that and got a nice following where people following them this way and that way, whatever. Man, I know one thing. That's why I pull away from all that, because of exaltation, man. He that exalt himself shall be abased. He that humble himself shall be exalted. When you understand a little bit of what the Most High gave us, you'll see that ain't no prideful people going to the kingdom. Ain't no pride. You hated by the Most High and man when you prideful. You got to be humble. You can't even think that you're righteous. It's going to be shown here. I've showed it many times. You're going to see it again. Through the Spirit of the Most High. If you listen, if you're really concerned about what it is that is a solution that work with the Most High, then, now, and forever. His word going to go out. It's going to go out and ain't going to come back void. Straight up. That's why we have it here. It's mysteries to a lot of you, because you've been programmed. You've been Edomanized. You've been brought into a world that's set up in lies, confusion. What do you think Babylon the Great? Babylon is Babal in Hebrew, which means confusion. So that's their whole job, is to confuse you and put spells on your mind so you can't think right. Listen, check this out. This to all you preachers out there that's not dealing with this truth, according to what this Bible is talking about. Know the Most High in this way. 2 Chronicles 18 and 18. And all you that's under these preachers that are leading the people to hell, because you're going to be right with them as the least in the kingdom of heaven. Because you first and foremost, they saying you ain't under the law. They saying you ain't got to follow the Most High. That's a spell. That's witchcrafts. That's sorceries. Come on, how you going to say you love the Most High? You say, I ain't got to do what you say. That's like a bad child. You raising this. I ain't doing nothing you say. Daddy, I ain't doing nothing you say, Mama. The scriptures tell you the law, bring that child before the judges and stone him. You be the first one to stone him, and everybody stone him to take evil away from Israel. But we can't do that here. If you did that, everybody be in order. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Right now, you can't even whip your child. They say that's child abuse. But the Most High say, beat them on the side. Don't fret, they crying. None of that. Can't follow what he say do, but listen at this, you preachers. So you know, and all you that's following them, that's not following the truth. And if I'm wrong, challenge me with your doctrine, or make these scriptures mean something different. Understand this. 2 Chronicles 18:18. Again, he said, therefore hear the word of the Most High. Ain't got nothing to do with me or you. It's the word of the Most High. I saw the Most High sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left. That's the angel standing on his right hand and angel standing on his left hand. But he's seeing him on his throne in a vision. And the Most High said, who shall entice King Ahab, king of Israel? Who going to entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall, which means die, at Ramoth Gilead? This who I serve, this the Most High. He said, who going to go down to earth where we're at? This is a concert with the Most High. With the angels on the right hand. You know what, I'm showing the right hand of the Most High. With the angels that's on the right hand side righteous, and the angels on the left side with Satan and all them imps, his imps. He said, who gonna go down and entice King Ahab that he may go up to Mount Gilead and die? And one spake, saying, after this matter, they all coming up with their scheme of how they gonna go down and make this dude die at Ramoth Gilead. And another saying after that manner, right? So they all coming up with different schemes that they can go down to have this dude fall at Ramoth Gilead, die. This is what is most asking, who's got a plan to kill King Ahab? Then there came out a spirit, verse 20, and stood before the Most High and said, I will entice him. A spirit, an angel came out and said, I'm going to go down and entice him. And the Most High said unto him, wherewith, how you going to do it? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit. I got to read that again for you. Because a lot of y'all are dealing with lying spirits. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. But see, y'all won't understand that. Ain't nobody really coming for dealing with these scriptures pertaining to we as the Hebrew Israelites. They might talk a lot of stuff, but they ain't gonna deal with one-on-one what it is that's coming out in the scriptures for these topics that's this book of life that we bringing for in these last days against us. You can talk behind a mic all you want to, wherever you at, but you ain't gonna stand toe-to-toe in a neutral place, wherever, and deal with this. Because this is what you're dealing with. A lot of you, when I look at your topics and you're bringing out whatever you're bringing out, leading our people straight to hell. Listen what it said. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. That's all you pork chop eating preachers that's not dealing with the truth of this Bible. Straight up. And the Most High said, thou shalt entice him. So you're going to go down there and entice him. Like y'all been enticed. Y'all been seduced by sorceries and witchcrafts and spells that they done got from Satan. And the Most High don't want you unless you repent and realize that you've been doing wrong, like they talk about the $2 come out, these preachers talking about, and different preachers talking about they was wrong in collecting tithes. They got jets and all kind of monies. I was wrong in collecting tithes because it's under the law, and we not under the law, but we under grace. And you a Gentile, you a liar. Because mercy and grace is only given to the Israelites who was given the law of the Most High. Point blank. What you need mercy and grace for if you ain't under the law? You can do whatever you want to do. You ain't got to follow the Most High's law. That's why I said to you. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Most High said, thou shalt entice him. Like y'all been enticed. And thou shalt also prevail. So you're going to prevail. You're going to actually succeed. Go out and do even so. So do you know the Most High is this? Now therefore, behold, the Most High, who's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, have put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets. So he had every last one of these preachers, as you see today, spew out lies to King Ahab of Israel, that he may go up and Ramoth Gilead and die. That's why the Most High don't care about everybody. We say repent and keep the commandments of the Most High. This ain't for everybody. That's why you that really want to make it to the kingdom, you that really don't want to go through this great tribulation, because everybody have to go through the great tribulation. Some going to be set apart with abundance. And they're going to be laughing at destruction and famine and all the things that's going to happen because they're going to be in the spirit with the Most High. They got to deal with what we just read. How much I say you got to go through. Some not going to have to go through that because they're going to be locked into what it is you need to know for the solutions that's been given in this time, and some going to be left aside because they rolling on their own way. They perpetrating a fraud. Them you don't see me spirits? Oh yeah, you going to be dealt with straight up. And you just following those you don't see me spirits. Like he's saying here, he went down this one spirit. That's all. He talk about a lot of spirits. One spirit, one angel. You know what he said? And he said, I will go out, verse 21, and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. That's plural. That's every last preacher. I'm going to go down and lie to every last one of them, put lies in their mind. You think they can get in your mind? You better understand. When you read Job, the first chapter, Satan went down once the Most High put forth his left hand. Satan actually put forth his left hand. He went down and lied and got in the minds of the Sabians. He got into the minds of the Chaldeans and had them do what he wanted them to do. Kill Job's servants and steal all his cattle and his riches and so forth. This is what happens. It gets into your mind. If you ain't filled with the spirit of the Most High, with his laws, statutes, commandments, to rebel that off of you. That's what the Mashiach used against Satan, the ultimate demon. But see, King Ahab was dealing with wickedness. But see, when you deal with evil, yeah, you're going to draw that to you. That's how this lying spirit could come and get in the minds of the prophets to have him hear him and then follow what he's saying and then die at Ramoth Gilead. Listen. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Most High said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Now, therefore, behold, this Most High, the Most High have put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets. And the Most High has spoken evil against thee. That's what's happening with all these pork chop eating preachers that don't want to follow and understand and come back and confess that they've been wrong in dealing with this Bible. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there. I remember in the 90s, we were so hard on y'all. Y'all was dealing with 3 scriptures. Y'all know y'all went to church, y'all heard a couple of scriptures, and that's it. We were so hard on y'all. Y'all had to start opening up this Bible, start bringing some kind of scriptures out, because we've been dealing with this hour upon hour of topics and so forth. How you think you're going to avoid the fact of the matter? You're going to have to acknowledge the fact that this Bible is talking to the Israelites. Point blank. From Genesis all the way to Revelation. The Most High is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Mashiach said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Period. Matthew 1:21, and she who was married shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people. Not everybody, his people. From their sins. You gotta acknowledge that. Or you're gonna be dealt with. You're gonna be dealt with. That's why what has happened. You see how the Most High put that lion spirit in the mouth of all King Ahab's prophets? The same thing that happened in our generation right now with all these religions. Or you should be able to tell me that your religion is right here. Your religion is right here in we'll say what? Zechariah 14 chapter. There go your religion right there. That you keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. What is that? Where is it at? If not, then you better understand y'all off. Something's wrong. But let's go to review again in Revelation 12 and 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. So the dragon, the serpent, the devil, Satan, the beast, Esau, all of them. Job is to deceive the whole world. What's deceiving the whole world mean? Lie to the whole world, right? Look, y'all want to say not Esau, not the so-called white man. Well, let's look at Psalms 58 and 3. Psalms 58 and 3, real quick. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. So when you find the wicked in Job 9:24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He who is the wicked covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, wherein who is he? Right? So it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born. Doing what? Speaking lies. There it is for you. Speaking lies. So, yeah. That's why it's coded, y'all. Whoever have ears to hear, let them hear. Whoever have eyes to see, let them see. Go back to Revelations 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, right? So y'all think the devil came down from the sky and and what they teach, 1/3 of his angels came down with him? No. Because the Most High asked Satan, where you come from? When you been, Satan? Look what he said. Job 1 and 7. And the Most High said unto Satan, this is a meeting between the sons of the Most High, who are the Israelites, and where, no matter where we at, honoring the Most High, he's there. Satan is amongst us, and his little imps, you know, reporting what you think, reporting what you see, what you looking at, reporting on whatever you say, reporting on whatever you do. That's what it is. Putting in the books against you or for you. Listen, it says, and the Most High said unto Satan, whence cometh thou? Where you coming from, Satan? He said, then Satan answered the Most High and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it, right? Going to and fro and up and down in it. That's your cross right there. Representing him crossing you out. Oh, yeah. That's why we got to be aware of these things. We got to be aware of what it is that is. That's why I tell you in 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober. Be focused. Be vigilant, because your adversary, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour. That's his job. To deceive the whole world. And see who he can devour. Which one are you going to allow him to devour you? That's why Ecclesiastes 3:24 says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless opinion, worthless thinking. And in evil, there goes Satan. There go the devil. Suspicion has overthrown their judgment. Make you make the wrong judgment in the way you allow Satan to be with you, because he's in you. All you got to do is just manifest himself. That y'all ain't never rebuked him. Y'all ain't never went to the laws and be able to study these laws to make sure that you talking the laws coming out in your home, that you ain't got to deal with this. That's why the Spirit of the Most High is letting you know what works and what doesn't work. Solutions. If nothing else, you need solutions so that you ain't caught up in this great tribulation. On a high level, these demons in high places, they don't want this to come out. They don't want you to know this. Be sober. Don't be no drunkard. Sober means you got to be focused, because you know you ain't. That's why they call it spirits. Go in the store, you look, spirits. Why you think they call it spirits? Because it changes you. That's why I say be sober. Be vigilant. Because your adversary, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in the faith, in the Most High. And you can't have faith in the Most High and not do what he say do. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. He said, this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. So, knowing whom resist steadfast in the faith. You can't say you got faith in the Most High, you believe in the Most High, and you don't do what he say do. Make that make sense? Nah, it don't work that way. Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So I say, in your affliction, you're going to seek me early. Ain't nobody getting out of that. Who he loves, he chastens. You ain't getting out of the chastisement. None of us. But you got to know that you got to come back to the Most High. You can't have faith in him and don't do what he say do. In his laws, statutes, commandments, he wrote it with his finger. The work of the Most High. Y'all been lied to. Going back to Revelation 12 and 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, all the way from Genesis to 3rd chapter, that dealt with Eve. That she had no business talking to another man. But that's how women are today. A man in their ear, next thing you know, they twist it. And realize that, hey, I'm on my way to hell. But you on the earth, and you make your hell, just hell on earth for us. Next thing you know, you in hell on earth. Then you got to die and go to hell, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. That's sad, man. But it's real. And Adam fell for it. Same on same. That's why we die. Because of what she did. And Adam did. Because we're supposed to live forever. And we were in the kingdom. Because Adam lived for 930 years. So all those hundreds of years, we were in the kingdom. Then he messed up. He messed up before he got to a day, which is 1,000 years to the Most High. He lived 930 years. He messed up before he got to that day. He said, you ain't going to live a day, which is 1,000 years to the Most High. So the devil's job is to deceive the whole world. So how do you do it? It tells you in Revelation 18th chapter and verse 23. The last sentence, it says, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. You see? By the sorceries of the elite of this world right now, like America, the elite that they're dealing with in high places, them demons in high places that they operating under through Satan. Because he showed up, all the kingdoms of the world. All you do is read your Bible in Matthew the 4th chapter, Luke the 4th chapter, he tell you. Say all could be thine if you do what? Bow down and worship me. So that's what they're doing. That's why you got demons in high places that we got to deal with and putting the whole armor, protection of the Most High around us. All praise to the Most High. That we can fight against these demons in high places. They don't want to hear this. I ask brothers, well, how did the devil, this Satan, the Esau and all the rest of them, beast and the dragon, all of them, deceive the whole world? And they come with all the explanation. It's right here. By thy sorceries, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. By their witchcrafts were all nations deceived. By their spells that they putting on people, that they put on people before you even born in this earth. Here you come in the earth, we come in the earth, they already got it rolling. Been rolling since the garden, shoot. Now here they is, the Most High told us, hey, you're going to give us to the most wicked in all the world. And he said you're going to give us to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. Here we are. He told us this before it happened. You think we care? You think we care? Just like I'm prophesying about the end times. You think our people gonna care? Don't cry and moan, and don't cry and say, oh, save me, save me, save me. Run behind someone that the Most High's rolling with, because you're gonna still be dealt with. That's why we gotta deal with this as individuals. Most High had no respect of persons. That's why people think, oh, I'm gonna run over here with him. I'm gonna run over here with her because she's in the spirit or whatever. No. You can run over there all you want to. You might get put to death before you get there. Or you get there and next thing you know, poof, you drop dead. Because you ain't did what you're supposed to do now. This is why we got to get it together now, because for by thy sorceries, witchcrafts, were all nations deceived. You don't want to be part of that. And we all been a part of that. Myself, you, everybody, been a part of being deceived. That's why you ask the Most High, at least I do, ask for guidance to open my eyes up to see solutions that work for him. That work for you. Talking about calling your ancestors. Yo, just our ancestors right here. I turned the page, I'm Ezekiel, that's my ancestor. Isaiah, that's my ancestor. Moses, that's my ancestor. You see what I'm saying? Mashiach was shy when he came in the flesh. That's my ancestor, the ultimate. You know what I mean? It's right, they right here. So, let's look at First Ezra the 8th chapter in the Apocrypha, in verse 69. Well, let's I want to go back to 2nd Chronicles 24 first. So like we're gonna come back to that. Go to 2nd Chronicles. Verse 24 first. Chronicles 24 and let's look at because we were in verse 18, it said, and they left the house of the Most High power of their fathers. So they left following the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and served groves and idols, right? And wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for their trespass. You wonder why we can't come out of our captivity? Because people are still saying we ain't under the law. We ain't got to follow the Most High. So you dealing with these groves and idols are dealing with these religions today. Yet he sent prophets to them, like he sending us, myself and other brothers, to come forth as Hebrew Israelites to you, to bring them again unto the Most High. The only way you can come to the Most High is do what he say do. That's why I'm so fervent and so diligent for the Most High and vigilant for the Most High against those that are against him and saying we ain't not under his laws. I love him. I'm going to let you tell our people those lies. You got the lying spirit in you. Better repent and come back to him. Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Most High, and they testified against them. Like y'all testifying against us right now as Hebrew Israelites. How can you poach out eating pastors out there that can't stand the fact that we bringing forth this truth? And y'all trying y'all best, like Geno Jennings trying to bring forth something to the people, but you know you're not dealing with the truth, man. To bring them again into the Most High, and they testified against them. See, they testified against them. Listen to them. Don't listen to them Hebrew Israelites. Same thing they did here. But they would not give ear. See, they ain't gonna listen because you didn't program our people. Remember, they nothing but robots and robotees. We sheep, you know, sheep led to the slaughter. That's what the scriptures say. They gonna listen. They say, and the Spirit of the Most High came unto Zechariah the son of Jehoiada, and the priest, which stood above the people, and said unto them, thus said the Most High, why transgress ye the commandments of the Most High? Same thing we can say today to you poach-up eating preachers. Why trespass you the commandments of the Most High, and those that follow you that say we ain't under the law, the commandments of the Most High, that ye cannot prosper because ye have forsaken the Most High. He have also forsaken you. That's why I say you ain't gonna be no priest to him, because you have forgotten the law of your power. And they conspired against him. They conspired against him, and what? And stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Most High. Put him to death. We wicked Israelites put the prophets to death. Like they conspired against the Mashiach Yahushua and put him to death through the so-called white man, the Romans, that actually put him to death. We're the so-called white man that's saying we're wrong for putting Mashiach Yahushua to death. Yo, Jesus Christ to death. Where y'all at? Where the pastors that's saying the so-called white man put a Mashiach Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus Christ, to death? Where that's at? They the ones did it. Wicked Israelites gave him over to the Romans, and the so-called white man put him to death. Where they at? I'll wait. Show me where they at. These mega churches, pastors and so forth, what they saying that? They ain't saying that. They can't say it. Because they ain't sent by the Most High. He said, why transgress ye the commandments of the Most High? Why transgress the laws and commandments of the Most High? That ye could not prosper. Because ye have forsaken the Most High. He have also forsaken you. And they conspired against him and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Most High. Right there in the house of the Most High, killed him. Stoned him to death. He bringing the word of the Most High. This are wicked Israelites. Thus, Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Joadah his father had done to him, but slew his son. And when he died, he said, the Most High look upon it and require it. Let the Most High look upon what y'all doing to me and deal with y'all. And it came to pass at the end of the year that the host of Syria came up against him. And they came to Judah and Jerusalem and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people. Sent another nation, the Syrians, to come up against Judah and Jerusalem. You done killed the prophet of the Most High. He said, look upon it and require it. That's why when the Most High's men of the Most High prophesy, when they bring forth that word in the spirit of the Most High, according to as it is written, just what you're seeing happen. And they came to Judah and Jerusalem, the Syrian army, and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people, and sent all the spoil of them unto the king of Damascus. Took everything they had. The spoil means they robbed them of everything, took everything, killed them and took everything they had, and sent it to the king of Damascus. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men, and the Most High delivered a very great host. They came with a small army. This is Most High, who we serve. Yasharallah. The Syrians came with a small company of army. They only had a few men. And what did they do? And they destroyed, they delivered through the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. They delivered a very great host, great army. Hosts mean armies. Into their hand. Few men. Delivered, no matter what, you could say 1,000 compared to 10,000. That's what it's saying. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men. They only had a few men. And the Most High is in this, delivered a very great host into their